Hello students, welcome to EduTap and welcome to this class. Here we will cover the most important topic from your ARD static portion for your NABARD examination. Okay, so let's start our class, and today our class will be about farming system, and we will particularly study about the organic farming. Okay, there are different kind of farming system, but for your exam the most important is organic farming, and most of the previous year question appear from this particular topic. So we will focus on that only. Okay, so let's start our class, but as always, do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you want PDF of this video, you can join our Telegram channel too. So first of all, let's take a quick look at the PYQ. Okay, previous year question from this particular topic that appeared in 2020 phase 2. Okay, so our question was, based on the statement mentioned, find the type of farming system. So your statement one was this kind of farming system use less herbicide. Your second statement was use of less pesticide is there also in the farming system. And your option are organic farming, inorganic farming, intensive farming, all of the above or none of the above. So if you know the answer, very good. We will discuss it too, and we will cover all the aspect related to this particular topic. And if you don't know the answer, don't worry, stay with me. Let's hear the lecture, and at the end of the lecture you will able to cover all the answer all the PYQs. So let's start our class. So if we are talking about the organic farming, as we have said, so first of all the question appear, what is organic farming? So it's nothing but a method of farming where we are cultivating the land or we are raising the crop by using a natural method. Now what is this natural method? See, here our objective is not to get as much as productivity as we could. Our main agenda here is to maintain the soil health and also get a crop out of it, or the food out of it. So here what we use in the organic farming system, first of all, organic waste, all the waste that come from crop itself, animal or farm waste or aquatic waste, okay, anything natural. Then there is biological material that we can use, like bio-fertilizer, all the beneficial microorganisms we can use here. Okay, now why we need organic farming, we will talk about it, but what can be used and what cannot be used, that defines the organic farming. Okay, so if you know that, you can define organic farming easily. So what, according to FDA, what we cannot use, first of all let's discuss that. So according to FDA, we cannot use synthetic inputs such as fertilizers, okay, chemically made fertilizer like your urea is there, okay, your triple S is there, so you can't use all that. Then there are no GMO. GMO means a seed, those are genetically manipulated. See, what are these seeds? Naturally, suppose your wheat, one grain of your wheat, if you sow it, suppose it gives 5 grain. Okay, it's example. So, but what happened in GMO, since if we know what kind of gene is controlling the grain number, and if we manipulate it, what will happen, this particular grain of wheat will give 10 grain. So productivity is instantly double. But we cannot use such seed in the organic farming. Okay, then we can't use pesticide. Pesticides are all the chemicals that are used to control the pest. Okay, so we can't use them. Then herbicide, the chemical used to control the weed. Okay, that we cannot use. And if we are in the case of animals, we cannot use synthetic hormones, to increase the gain or to increase the weight of the animal we are cultivating. We cannot do that. We cannot use such hormones, and we cannot use feed additives. Feed additives such as you must have heard about the antibiotics. Why we do that? To make our animal disease resistant. We cannot do that in the case of organic farming. Okay, so now if we cannot use these, what can we use in organic farming? So we can use the feasible input that are organic in nature or natural in nature. So these are, first of all, we can do crop rotation. What is crop rotation? Changing the crop, we will discuss it. Then crop residue, whatever crop or whatever part of plant that is left after harvesting, we can use it in organic farming. Then also animal manure, that we can use. Animal manure, you all know, cow dung we can use, dropping from the animals, duck, even duck we can use. Okay, any animal dropping or excreta we can use. Then off farm organic waste, any organic waste that is produced anywhere of the farm, such as, you know, whenever you use vegetables, there is some part of cauliflower that is waste, okay, then some part of onion that is waste. So that kitchen waste, that you can also use, but it should be organic in nature. It means it should come from a plant or an animal. Then mineral graded rock additives. So you can, you know, if there is a naturally present rock that is rich in sulfur or phosphate, so that you can use, or nitrogen, anything that is naturally coming, that you can use. So I hope everything is clear. Now question appear, why we need organic farming? What is the problem with traditional farming? See, in traditional farming, what we do, we focus on getting more and more production. That is our aim here in the traditional farming system. So what happened as a result of that? We use fertilizers. Now what will happen once we use unsupervised, unguided or uncontrolled number of fertilizer to gain more crop? So this fertilizer seed naturally affects the fertility of your soil, and it doesn't do it in a positive way. So it decreases your productivity of the land. And long term fertilizer use, that means it will, you know, total loss of your field. Then we use GMO crops, and GMO crop has some health concern. Now we use pesticide. So what is the problem with herbicide, pesticide, hormone and feed additives? See, but whenever we use this herbicide, pesticides, hormones or feed additives in our system, so these are not completely get rid from the animal, and they come from in the part what we eat. Okay, so if suppose there is a crop of wheat and you have put an XYZ herbicide there, so this herbicide will not, it doesn't mean that this particular herbicide will stay in the stem only. It will come in the part of the seed too, and you will consume that seed and it will enter in your system, and that is very problematic to the human health. Okay, so that was the problem with that. With GMO, see, as we have discussed, GMO are manipulated crop, so they are a kind of threat to our naturally existing genetic pool. Okay, whatever genes they are already existing and that might be beneficial for animals or the plant or their survival, that can be manipulated using GMO. Okay, so that was there. Then again, what happened when once you are doing traditional farming for a long time, your soil loses fertility, it loses its water holding capacity. So as a result, there is an erosion of the land. Okay, soil erosion occurs through wind, through water, both. Another problem is sometimes these herbicide, weedicide or fertilizers, you know, they get leach out and they went to the water table. They get to the water table. So they pollute our land as well as our water. Now this water, if consumed, it will have a bad effect on the humans. So in contrary to that, let's discuss organic farming. So what happened in organic farming? See, first of all, there is benefit to the human health. Okay, how? As we have discussed, we are not using GMO, pesticide, herbicide, hormones or any additives. So we are using safe food. So safety of the food is ensured. Then soil health is maintained. See how soil health is maintained. First of all, we are not using this, so fertility of soil is maintained. Also in organic farming, our main goal is itself to maintain the good health of the soil. Okay, so soil health is maintained. Also, see, in this case we use you know, animal manure, so it increases naturally the biota of the soil microbes. Okay, whatever soil microorganisms are present, they are getting the food too and they are working good, and such soil health is maintained well. Then talking about biodiversity, again, when we are talking about biodiversity, see, when we are doing crop rotation, so plant biodiversity is maintained, but beside the plant, soil microorganisms are also getting the food and they are also increasing. So biodiversity of soil microorganisms are also maintained. Then talking about sustainability, so when we are talking about organic farming, we are considering the long term productivity. Okay, we don't want tons of crop in a single year. We want a sustainable or a long term gain in a from our farm. Okay, then it is good for environment. How? As I have told you, land pollution is controlled, okay, and water pollution is controlled through the organic farming, so there are less pollutant, soil health is maintained, overall human health is maintained. So these point means environment is happy with organic farming. Okay, so it's good for environment too. So I hope everything is clear to you about organic farming, what we should use, what we shouldn't use, that all we have discussed. What are the advantages of the organic farming? So let's now again try to attempt our PYQ. So our question was based on the statement mentioned, find the type of farming system. So among the options, our correct answer will be, of course, organic farming, as we have discussed, because we use not even less, we use no herbicide or no pesticide. So our correct answer will be organic farming. Okay. So now let's take a quick look at another PYQ from this particularly organic farming system. So the question appeared in year 2020 in the phase 1. So our question was, which of the following is organic in nature? Our option are urea, cow dung, ammonium sulfate, sulfur phosphate, super phosphate, and none of the above. If you know the answer, again, very good. If you don't know the answer, don't worry. We will discuss it and you will be able to answer it. So let's have a quick revision. What we need to study to answer this particular question. We need to know about the component in the organic farming. Okay, so what are the component of organic farming? That is your, first of all, crop rotation, residue utilization, organic manure, waste management, bio-fertilizer, pesticide, and vermicompost. So we have, remember the name of the component. Now what are these components? Okay, so we will discuss it one by one. So let's take a cover first 4 at one go, and then we will cover the other 3. Okay, so talking about the component of organic farming, the first 4 are crop rotation, waste management, organic manure, and crop residue utilization. So what is crop rotation? We are rotating the crop, but we are not, how we are rotating this? We are not circling the crop, we are converting it. Okay, we are taking one crop that require ABC nutrient. Okay, then once we have harvested the crop 1, we are cultivating crop 2 that required XYZ nutrient. And this crop 2 might be good for, it provide ABC, or what they are doing, we are giving the soil time to replenish all the exhausted nutrient. Okay, since this 2 crop is not too much dependent on these or not exhaustive of these nutrients, it will help, or it will give time to the soil to replenish those nutrients. So this is crop rotation. So if we need to define crop rotation is when the crops are changed from year to year according to the plant sequence. As you can see in the picture, it's a 2-year crop rotation. When we'll use wheat, then we will cover cotton, and then we will cover sugarcane. So in sometime what happened, once you use a crop that requires a lot of nitrogen, what we do after that we cultivate legumes. Okay, leguminous crop, because their root help to replenish the nitrogen in the soil that is exhausted. Okay, so then now talking about waste management. What is waste management? So we are managing the waste, or we are converting the waste into a useful material, and that waste comes from the residue of your last crop. Okay, whatever crop, if there is rice, wheat, anything, and the stalk or stubble is left in the field, how we are managing it? So that is your waste management. So what we do in the waste management, the non-economical part of the plant, what we do, we use it in a field. So it will first act as a mulch. In start, it will act as a mulch. It means it will cover our soil and prevent the loss of moisture from our soil. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Then what will happen, slowly it will decompose and it will provide a nutrient to our on-growing crop. Okay, whatever crop there is going, first of all, it will prevent the moisture. See this crop. So at first this will prevent the moisture loss. Then what happens, once it decomposes, it will release the nutrient for the plant to consume. Okay, so I hope everything clear. You can read it here. Now talking about organic manure. See, whenever you see term manure, it means the excreta or the waste coming from a living system. That living system can be your animal as well as your plant. So whenever we talk about cow dung, okay, whenever we talk about the plant waste that comes from our kitchen, okay, that might come from your field, anything like that. Okay, beside that, any livestock you are cultivating or keeping. So livestock waste, Even the waste from your poultry, your hen, whatever waste they are giving, you can use it as a organic manure. These are very rich source of your nutrients. As well as, what is the benefit of using organic manure? They contain organic carbon. Okay, generally organic carbon is absent from your fertilizers. Then beside that, these organic manure, they contain beneficial microorganisms that is good for your soil health. And even after that, they also help in maintaining the water holding capacity of your field. Okay, so whenever you are using organic manure, it will help you to maintain the moisture of your soil. So I hope everything is clear. So we have discussed the organic manure part. Now let's discuss the crop residue utilization. So if you are doing waste management, you are dropping the crop or the non-economical part of the plant in the field. When we are talking about crop residue utilization, whatever residue you have from any crop, okay, so what you can do, you can put it in a tank, and you can apply this tank for the biogas production. Now what is this biogas production? What will happen? See, you have a container, you will fill it with your organic waste, okay, plant waste, animal waste, whatever waste you have, you will fill it and you will cover it or seal it aerobically. It means it will be air sealed. There will be no oxygen coming out or any gas escaping out. Okay, so what will happen? See, there will be some anaerobic bacteria or anaerobic microorganisms. What these microorganisms will do, they will decompose the material we have provided. As a result, there will be some gas produced, and the main gas is your methane. And this particular methane gas, that is CH4, this can be used, this is flammable gas. Okay, you can use it as in your household to burn. And of course some CO2 will be produced. That is not very good, but it won't produce any other harmful gases that are directly harmful to you. If you burn these residue, then it will be more problematic. You know about this stubble farming. We have heard about how it caused problem in Delhi and so that becomes more problematic than producing biogas, because it somehow increase the carbon dioxide, but it doesn't produce as much as harmful effects as the burning the residue could have. Okay, so I hope everything is clear what we are doing in the biogas production, and this methane concentration is about 55%. Okay, do remember it. So these biogas plants are also encouraged by government to put in the rural household. So I hope everything is clear. Also, once your biogas you have used, whatever the material is left, this is very nutrient rich, and your plant will be grow well if they use this particular nutrient, because it's already decomposed, so it release nutrient quickly. Okay, now let's move to the other three factors that we have, or the other three components, and that are biofertilizer, biopesticide, and vermicompost. Now talking about biofertilizer and biopest, you can see the word bio in both these. So bio refers to your living organism. So whenever we are talking about biofertilizer, these are your living microorganisms that are used as fertilizer. Now how can microorganism can be used as a fertilizer? See, we are not putting the microorganism and they are producing some gases. What they do, there are already nutrients available in your soil. Okay, but they are not available in a form that plant can intake it. Okay, so suppose your nitrogen is present, but nitrogen is present in atmosphere as N2, and your plant can't consume this N2. Okay, so this further convert into nitrate by the bacteria. So we need these bacteria that will convert the nutrients that are already present in a available form to our plant. Okay, as you can see in the picture, there are some example given. So microorganism, they will promote the production of the soil, or they will make available our primary nutrient to the plant. Okay, now talking about biopesticide. Whenever we are talking about pesticide, we are trying to control the pest. Okay, any harmful microorganisms or worms or arthropod or anything that will harm our plant. Okay, and decrease our production. So again, biopesticide, we are using some microorganisms. Okay, these microorganisms can be biofungicide or biopesticide or anything. Okay, so these what they will do, they will target your organism that are responsible for particular disease or particular pest, and they will control them. Okay, so that was biopesticide and biofertilizer. Now let's come to vermicompost, because this is very important and very interesting too. So what we do in vermicompost, see, we are again composting or decomposing our nutrient. But in case of vermicompost, what is different from biogas production or anaerobic decomposition? We are using worms here. What these worms will do, these worms will consume whatever waste you have provided them, and they will excrete out, and whatever excrete out product they release, that particular product is very important, and that is known as vermicast, and your plant can readily consume it. Okay, they are primary, act as a primary source of your plant nutrient. So here we use worm, especially earthworm. You might have heard earthworm, the friend of farmers. Okay, so I think this was important, and we have covered all the component of organic farming. So now let's reattempt our question that we have discussed before. So our question was, which of the following is organic in nature? And we have discussed the components. So we know one of the component is manure. So manure, when we talk about, so we are talking about cow dung, the rest urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate. What these are? These are all the chemical fertilizers. So this can't be the answer. Our right answer will be cow dung, which is a manure and will act as a primary source of plant nutrient in the case of organic farming. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment. But let's move to our next previous year question now. That was, how long does it take to transition land formed conventionally to the organic status? So your option are 3 years, 2 year, 5 year, 1 year, 6 year. Okay, so if you know the answer, again, well and good. If you don't know the answer, you don't need to worry. After discussing this, you will be able to answer this particular question. Okay, so first of all, the question might be, what is conventional land? And what this conventional we are talking about? What is this transition land? What is this convention process we are talking about? What is this organic status? See, most of the land, you know, comes under the traditional farming. So how can, if you say, suppose if you have a land and now you are saying, okay, I am doing organic farming. But of course, if you have done traditional farming before going for the organic farming, there might be, you know, some effect of the fertilizer or the residue, whatever you have used, chemical, pesticide, herbicide, they are present in your field. So if you are interested in doing organic farming, so first of all, what you will do, you will tell the certifying agency. So there are two certifying agency, one is PGS and another is NPOP. Okay. PGS, you all know, Participatory Guarantee System. It comes under the Ministry of Agriculture. Then NPOP, it comes under the Ministry of Commerce, and that is National Program for Organic Production. Okay, so you will apply for the certificate, and from the date of application, the date you have applied, suppose you have applied on the 1 January. So from this particular date up to the year of 3 years, up to 3 years, you will have to do organic farming, so that your land can finally get free of all the herbicide, pesticide, artificial fertilizers you have used. The effect of those will be reduced or become null. So for that you need 3 years. Okay, so what is the process of conversion? So suppose your parents or your family has a land that they do conventional farming, but now you know the benefit of organic farming. You said, okay, now I want to do organic farming. So what will happen? You will take this land and you will convert this land. How you will convert? First of all things we have discussed, what we should use, what we shouldn't use, you will apply those principles. Then your conversion of land will start. After that, you also need to maintain the entire surrounding of the farm. See, if you are doing organic farming, but the plot beside your farm is doing conventional farming, the pesticide they will use, there will be a rain and the drainage system will make the pesticide enter to your farm. So again, the effort will be waste and you won't be able to get your organic manure certificate. Okay, your organic certificate will be reduced, nulled. So what you need to do, you need to maintain the surrounding too. Then beside that, you also need to have alternative source for crop production. That means you need to keep livestock, you need to do fisheries, you need to do some kind of other effect, even mushroom farming, beekeeping, you need to do some other things too. Okay. So alternative use of your land should be there, integrated management should be there. Then beside that, you also need to prevent weeds and pesticides, because in the organic farming, long term detrimental factors are weed and pesticides. Okay, so you need to use bio weedicide or pesticide, as we have discussed. There are some biofungicide. These are the microorganisms that will target particular fungi. Okay, so these are there. Then you also need to maintain the livestock. Of course, why my livestock you need to maintain? Because as we have discussed, manure is a big source of your plants nutrient. So you can't always buy manure. So at a point you'll have to maintain the manure to ensure even the quality of manure. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Now talking about these two signs. Now what are these two signs? See, these two signs, they are issued by, first of all, PGS, Participatory Guarantee System, that comes under your Ministry of Agriculture, okay, and Farmer Welfare. So these two certificate will ensure that yes, this product are organic. So whenever your green certificate will use, that means your land is under conversion. So we have talked about 3 years. That means you are at some stage of 3 years. Okay, that might be 1 year, 2 year, or 2.5 year, anything. That means, but 3 years haven't been completed. That is meant by PGS India green sign. Now talking about PGS India organic blue sign, that means your conversion has been completed and now your product is definitely 100% organic. That was ensured by PGS India through this particular logo. Okay, so I hope everything is clear here too. What are these logo? So now let's attempt our PYQ again. So our question was, how long does it take to transition the land from conventional to organic status? So our option are 3 years, 2 year, 5 year, 1 year, 6 year, and we have discussed the correct answer will be 3 years. Okay, so I hope everything is clear here. So that was all for the session. We have covered all the important aspect of organic farming system. So if you like the session, do let me know. I hope you'll find this session useful for this period. So before going, there's a question for you to practice, and the question is, which gas is largely released during the waste management? Your option are carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, methane, and neon. We have discussed this. We all know about waste management. Here we are talking about biogas production. Okay, so you'll have to tell the answer of that. Try to attempt it. It's quite easy. And the correct answer will be, of course, your methane. Okay. That is 55% too. Do remember it. And if the question appear, so okay, I'll verbally give you a question for the homework, and your question is, does CO2 produce in the biogas? So you'll have to tell that. Okay, we know methane is produced. You'll have to tell about the carbon dioxide. That is your question. Do answer the question in the comment. I'll answer it in the next class. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. If you find this session useful, do let me know. Thank you for attending this lecture. I hope you'll have a good day. And if you have any query, do let me know. And you can write to us at hello@edutap.co.in. And you can check our website too. That is www.edu.co.in. Thank you so much.